SNAB, where we aim to make A-level biology as simple as a cell. So today we are understanding the light-independent reactions as reduction of carbon dioxide using the products of the light-dependent reactions. So if you want a video on light-dependent reactions, it's probably uploaded by now. Know that the products are simple sugars that are used by plants, animals, and other organisms in respiration, and the synthesis of new biological molecules. And examples of such biological molecules include polysaccharides, amino acids, lipids, and nucleic acids. So, light-independent reactions. So, the reaction is referred to as the Calvin cycle, which is something you might have heard before. This is an important cycle because it produces important molecules such as starch, sucrose, and cellulose. These reactions are run by the ATP and the reduced NADP from the light-dependent reactions. So, carbon dioxide combines with RUBP, which stands for ribulose biphosphate, which is a 5-carbon compound. This yields 2 molecules of glycerate 3-phosphate, which is a 3-carbon compound. So this is the word used. So glycerate 3-phosphate is the word they use to describe this 3-carbon compound. You might see other names with other boards, but you might, if you're doing a board that isn't Edexcel A, you might want to have a look. But for Edexcel A, the name is glycerate 3-phosphate. So the GP is reduced to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphates, which is short for GALP, another 3-carbon compound in a reaction involving reduced NADP and ATP. So once again, do keep an eye out for these names because it can be a lot of the compounds mentioned in these processes is known by different names by different boards. So do have a look at your specification if you are someone watching this video and you don't do Edexcel A. But these are the words used for Edexcel A. So if you guys do Edexcel A, then nothing to worry about. So RUBP is generated from glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate in reactions that use ATP. So carbon dioxide and RUBP are combined. So carbon dioxide combines with the 5-carbon compound, which is RUBP, and this reaction is catalyzed by an enzyme called rubisco. A 6-carbon compound is formed, which is unstable, and it splits into 2 3-carbon compounds known as glycerate 3-phosphate. So now looking at the reduction of glycerate 3-phosphate, so energy from ATP and hydrogen from reduced NADP reduces the 2 molecules of GP to give 2 3C molecules known as GALP. These are 2 paths the carbons in GALP can take. Some go towards the production of molecules such as glucose, while others stay in the Calvin cycle to allow the regeneration of RUBP. So this is where the cycle part of the name comes in. It's called a Calvin cycle because the process repeats. So the 2 molecules of GALP contain 6 carbon atoms, 5 of which are needed to regenerate RUBP. This means that for every turn through the Calvin cycle, only 1/6 of a molecule of glucose is produced. Therefore, 6 turns of the cycle is needed to produce 1 molecule of glucose. Again, as probably a tip I've mentioned a couple times before, one way to fully grasp this process is make a mind map of the entire photosynthesis process. So not just the Calvin cycle on its own, but every single individual one. So the light-dependent reactions as well. Make individual maps and then use arrows to connect each of those different processes together so that you have a visual representation of how the photosynthesis actually works as a whole. And when you do that, it's going to make the whole process easier to understand. So now going back to the regeneration of ribulose biphosphate, The 5 carbons left in the gap molecules are used to generate RUBP. This regeneration of RUBP needs ATP. So that is all from Professor Snap today. Once again, quite a complicated topic, but if you really sit down and try to visualize what's actually happening, it can be easier to understand. And once you understand it, it's not that hard to it's not that hard to remember. So that is all. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.